Patreon member shout out. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things will get brighter. Someday, yeah, put it together and we'll get it undone. Someday, when your head is much lighter. Someday, walk in the rays of the beautiful sun. Someday, when the world is much brighter. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello, Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that thanks button down below. Guys, we're going to the moon. So, a little bit on Omi today. We are up a little over 3.5% on the day, where Bitcoin is down almost 3.5%. So really outperforming a large 7% difference there. Thought that was really great. We did have over $1 million in volume in the last 24 hours. Super fantastic. Love seeing that. Normally, I do go over Omi, or I'm sorry, the gems, the amount of money that's being put into the app every single day. And I will get to a little bit of the macro right now, but you know, on a Mutascan, it's shown as the top 10 projects that money is going into. It is Illuvium Lad, Gods Unchained, 10,000 Christmas Punks, 14041 Mutant Apes, Blockchains and Dragons, Hero, Project Kaizen, 7-character reveals, Ember Sword Badge, Book Games, and Guild of Guardians Heroes. These are all the things that are on Immutable X. These are the top 10 things that are on there right now that's interoperable with them. And that is about $800,000, $900,000 that went in. Highest being Illuvium, which is $148,000 over the last 7 days. The lowest being Guild of Guardians Heroes. Over the last 7 days, about $14,000 has gone into it. And again, this is over a week. There's over 7 days that all of these are, you know, according to a Mutascan, money's going into them. We made more gems have been bought over the last 2.5 days in Veve, as opposed to all of these other projects over the last week. You know, combined. So all of these 10 projects, Fusion Ha, with Dashi, and they over a week they can't touch what Veve did in 3 days. If that isn't bullish, I just don't know what is. I feel like Johnny Depp in that movie says, if that isn't interagency cooperation, I just don't know what is. Comment down below if you get that reference. So again, the people that I advise, I don't tell them what's going to happen short term because I don't know. I kind of know what's going to happen long term though, and again, just speculation. It's just me reading the terrain. But in the macro, we do have Bloomberg going out and saying that the price of Bitcoin will probably be $10,000 before $30,000. You heard that correct. People at Bloomberg polled like 950 people. 60% of them believe that Bitcoin's going to 10,000 before it goes to 30. And 40% of them believes it goes to 30 before 10. On these particular people that were polled, it doesn't make the distinction of how many are just going on like a gut feeling and didn't do any research versus how much are people, whether they're hiring quants, whether they're renting them out to see what's going to happen, versus, you know, they're doing their own technical analysis. Are they contracting that out, or do they happen to know some people? Are they big players? It doesn't say the distinction, but 60-40 split is kind of a coin flip. 60% thought it goes to 10,000. The other 40% goes to 30,000. Short term, what happens next couple months, I don't know. I don't think it goes to 10,000. That seems ridiculously low, considering that, you know, at like 17,000, 18,000, it costs more to mine Bitcoin than it would be to sell it. So it's like, you know, that doesn't really make much sense, that it goes down that low. But again, what do I know? And in other news, we do have Forbes saying that, you know, a lot things are going to get worse before it gets better. Pretty much a synopsis of that. But moving on to the rest of the news. We had Brock McBlotchin say, please 3D model Dashi and sell vinyl of Dashies, please. I might do that at some point. I'm not sure. We do have someone on Reddit called Soft Release 3955 saying, Veve is a sleeping giant. All you hear about is OpenSea, Nifty, Rarefine, so on and so forth from influencers. Veve brings the most licenses, most interoperability, and most legitimacy to the space, and not even whispers in the wind. Seems like we're an isolated island community just thriving, waiting to be colonized. And I can't agree more. So this did come over the weekend. Happy Saturday, happy Sunday. Another large batch of collectors are being whitelisted for KYC payout this weekend. Keep an eye on your inbox. Look for verification prompt on app.veve.me. Moving on. We have and I'm not gonna dox this person. Maybe I should, but I won't. Saying thanks to another user for the fresh set of gems. Easy, smooth transactions as always. Which floor am I sweeping? And this person bought 20,000 gems. And Foster Hilt responds, off-app gems are now officially against terms of service, and advertising it with your account name and who you got them from is probably not the play. Just a heads up. And I agree with Foster 100,000% there. Speaking of Foster, me and Foster both reached out to Matt Wallace today. Or yesterday now. I tried to tag in Foster because I wasn't going to be back in time. I was going live. I had a crazy day. I wound up being a speaker in the space that Matt Wallace had, over 650,000 followers he had, maybe like a couple hundred in the space, not too much. The space wound up getting rugged. Like, it was on for 15 minutes. It was off. He shouted me out. I will get him on the podcast at some point. I will be on another one of his spaces, but I will be again. I'm talking about Omi wherever I can. Whoever will listen. Somebody asked me on a live stream before, saying, "Hey, they're going to Seattle Comic-Con, and what should they do to represent Veve?" If you have an opportunity to represent Veve, obviously just let them know, "Hey, I don't officially work for the company. I'm just a big fan." That's what I tell people. Even though by now it pretty much anyway. What I do is if you want to put your best foot forward. Again, play to your audience. Comic-Con, that's my wheelhouse. People speak my language. And, wear a Veve shirt. Wear some merch. Act really excited. Be super nice. Be super helpful. Like, hey, how's it going? Say your name. Like, I'll be like, hey, I'm Randy Chavez. How's it going? Yeah, I'm a big proponent of this. I really love it. But I spend a lot of time on it. Maybe a little more than I should, which is true. And just be super helpful. Help onboard them. If you feel like, hey, I'm answering too many questions, I'm doing this, be like, hey guys, I'll be right back. Go calm yourself down, go cool off a little bit, and then come back to helping. Because it does get tiring answering the same question 50,000 times a day. But that's what you have to do to help grow the hobby, and that's what I plan to do as well at San Diego in a couple of weeks. So the Todd Father goes and says, if you're wondering why there's no life in the Ecomi Veve official market yet, it's because we've been going down a little bit for the floor prices. It's because those who've shown that they're willing to buy haven't been given KYC yet to get past the gem limit. The floodgates are still closed for now, but hopefully we can burst them soon. What that means is that there are a couple of my friends, a couple of people lots of whales that can't buy more than 500 gems per week. And if they can't do that, then they're not able to put in 10,000 gems, 50, however many gems at a time for liquidity to the market. So that's why a lot of stuff is going down. A lot of people can cash out, and the whales that could normally buy in on the web app are restricted right now until they get KYC. They're restricted 500 gems a week for right now. So the Gale had posted, if you care about first appearance on the blockchain and haven't snatched up any hero cards, do you only care about first appearance on a certain platform, or is it specific? Or is it vertical specific, 3D model versus 2D? I will have to go and bring out the Pokemon expertise here. The Charizard that everybody knows and loves, that first edition Charizard, Shadowless Charizard, base set Charizard, whether it's unlimited, Shadowless, or first edition, that is not the first Charizard to ever appear in cards. There was a couple of Charizards more. I mean, you had some magazine trainer cards. You had the card-ass ones. You have the emboss ones. You have the blueback Charizard, greenback Charizard. There's so many that came before then. Why do people mostly value and mostly recognize that base set, whether it's first edition, Shadowless, or unlimited? It's because that's just when it hit. That's just what people wanted. Now, there is, Veve has a lot of the first appearances of DC, all of them for Marvel and Disney, on the blockchain, but not all of DC's are. There's a couple of things on DC, like Green Lantern, Aquaman, etc., that appear on the blockchain on the hero cards. And I have some of them. Hero is really fun to collect because it's very, 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 very cheap. As we saw before in the what I just showed you, Hero only had $82,000 over the last 7 days. So that is barely $12,000 or about $12,000 per day over the last 7 days. That is not a lot. That is not something that I can go to my whale investors and be like, hey, you should buy all these. Like, it's absolutely fun to collect. I collect. I plan to put in more to do that. But you know, when the highest card is $2,200 right now, I think there is better investments elsewhere. Now, that being said, I will go to San Diego Comic-Con and I will be buying a bunch of those hero cards that are specific to San Diego Comic-Con. That is a limited release. You can only get them there. And let's face it, they're cool. They're fun to collect. Things that are, you know, most of those cards are $1. Same as Pokemon, most cards are $1. It's fun to collect. But going back to what I was saying, you know, what hit first? That Charizard, that base set. That's when everything came together for Pokemon. It seems like everything's gonna be coming together for Veve. And you know, even that first appearance flash on the blockchain happened to be, I believe, on Hero, but the first appearance flash on Veve, which is a first appearance flash and a second appearance of Superman, well, that goes for a bit more. Maybe because they're 3D premium digital collectibles, maybe just because there are more users on Veve, maybe a little bit of both. But Kyle Willson retweets that and saying, "I spoke about this a few times. Maybe video update about this again soon? ? Maybe I'll have to ask real Randy Chavez and have him on sometime soon." So speaking of that, I will be on Kyle Wilson's podcast at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 18th. He'll be coming on my podcast on 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 19th. I do have Jeremiah Aoyang today, Neopets on Tuesday, Brockman Blockchain on Wednesday. We're going to get some alpha there. Janine Yorio on Thursday. It's a really, really hectic week this week for podcasts. Brockman Blockchain says, "Thanks to those liquidity providers for letting me chomp OMI without touching the price on exchanges for others." And we're at 0.0016. Haven't been there in a while. We were about 60% higher than where we were a month ago when we were at 0.0010. Not too shabby. Ryuzi Omi OG says, "That's a bummer. I'd rather you touch the price on exchanges and pump that up." And Brockman Blockchain says, "Me pulling away from the circulatory supply for use/burn/holding for later actually coils back the spring even more for when people realize that all the utility, because they like to pretend it won't ever exist." But yeah, people will realize the utility that OMI has whenever it comes out. Most likely they'll start rolling it out in Q3, but we shall see. Moving on, Rewind Collective had said, "Within days of launching our Pixelated Heroes project, we have given away a WoW NFT, Women of the World NFT, and over 10% of the first release to charity. The first 5,000 is heading to Vital Voices, Women's Empowerment. Congratulations to the winner." And Amar Singh had retweeted that saying, "Great work. Gotta love Amar Singh and all the stuff that he does." So something that was really interesting, about 1 year ago today, I had 61 million OMI. And at that point, it was $189,000. Obviously, I have more than double that amount of OMI right now, and it is probably a little less. Actually, I lied. It's a little more. It's about $230,000 right now, give or take. But yeah, around this time last year, I only had 61 million OMI, and I'm going to double it. Could I double it by next year? No, definitely not. But I will be continuing to buy more as I get more money in. When that happens, I'm not sure. I'll keep you posted. USN CRE tweets at me, Dr. Profit, Foster Hill, saying, "The 500 gems purchase limit is a market manipulation." And Foster Hill responds, "If you're referring to the 500 gem limit for people who haven't KYC'd, it's actually an AML compliance requirement. Veve is on the hook for all funds that are illegitimately added to the platform, and until it's done, it makes perfect sense to do this." Agreed with Foster again, 100%. We've got to talk more. Hello K tweets, "I wonder how many people are oblivious to the fact that Akomi has multiple compliant ways to burn circulating supply OMI using the buyback fund, ? And he gives a thing saying, yes, we'll get buybacks, no buybacks are a lie, but Brockman Blockchain just tweets at him, "People gonna learn soon." Really excited to see what he means. We have a guy with the name at Bugs Bunny Spain, or Bugs Bunny, saying, "This morning I fell into Spider-Man's web. For many months I thought it would be impossible to acquire it. Thanks to the current market situation, I've had the opportunity to buy the most important grail of Marvel. Thanks for these moments of emotions. Veve official, David Yu. He bought that secret rare Spider-Man. Clap it up for Bugs Bunny. Good for him. I mentioned Brock before. Speaking of Brock, he says, at everyone, and this is in the Feesh cord, hope you're enjoying your weekend. The snapshot is nearly here, the 15th at midnight Eastern Standard Time. I'll be doing a drawing for anyone who has 5 Feesh and an extra chance for every 5 Feesh you have to win a sub 500 mint Feesh. Actually, I think one of the biggest winners would be Jonathan Little, the professional poker player I had on the podcast. He minted 30 Feesh. So Brock says, moving a bunch of Feesh around will disqualify you. Don't be a jerk. This is a bonus to reward holders with a chance to get all the bonus perks who may have joined later. I've got more low Feesh to give away, so if you don't have 5x, don't worry, or 5 Feesh. Hope this is just a little bonus to those who have made the most of low gas and Ethereum prices and filled up their tanks. As always, just getting started. Should be a fun week. Gotta love him. So one last thing about Brockman Blockchain, he does tweet saying, tell me someone who should join Feeshes, and then the wildest excuse for why they haven't yet. We're at 849 unique holders, and I'd like to make it 850 for people who have OCD. I'll pick a winner and give them a Feesh. OMWTFYB on my way to finance your Bugatti. I'll leave it at that. Says at Jeremy Com, which is Jeremy Padower, saying he's too busy running a company or 5 right now though. And Brockman Blockchain goes back and saying, oh yeah, if he drops his address, I'll send him a few. Maybe help him relax a bit until they start battling things. So Jeremy Padower, if you are watching this at about 16-ish minutes in, message me, give me that address. We'll make sure you get some Feesh because you deserve it. It's like L'Oreal, you deserve it. And read into what Brock says about battling. And then what is that? Are those Marvel Mighties? Are those Tokidoki things? Really interesting, Jeremy. You dropped a like on it, so would really like to see you in the Feesh fam. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everybody, please check out at HeyVidana, at KingMavsForever over on Twitter, Standout Chart and King Mavs over on the Veve app. Kobe Collects and Only Player One over on the YouTube, Raythex.eth domain name. Kyle Willson, Wendy Stibalis, Puddin' Cheeks, Veve Las Vegas, Taps Trades, Mars Davis, Legacy Bermuda, Sody Pop Media, Veve Darklink, Meta Lemon, and Veve Vibes, all on the YouTube, at Nomad with Guitar, at Wet Wizard Veve, and Gary O at 1234CA3, all on the Twitter. Everybody say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you guys. Goodbye.